Why should I care? Jesus.
Why should I care? Hey everyone, how's it going? Welcome back to another reaction video. This is Keith from My Atypical World, and if you don't know me, I'm an atypical 30-something that likes to react to random things. Several weeks ago, I responded to a Philomena Kunk video. I didn't do a long Philomena Kunk video, I just did basically teases. But if you don't know who Philomena Kunk is, she is played by this comedian by the name of Diane Morgan. She's a character. She's supposed to be a British historian, documentarian, but she acts very silly. She goes on like she doesn't know much, and it makes it very funny. So, what I'm going to do today is react to what she does best, and that is ask questions to historians. So I'm going to respond to Kunk's Best Questions, Part 1, Kunk on Earth. Here we go.
And I'll be asking questions. Who are you? To leading academics, clever knots and expertists who'll help me unlock the mystery of human civilization. Why do they say it's a mystery how the pyramids were built when it's obviously just big bricks in a triangle? If someone shouted this aloud, would that have been the first audiobook? In old paintings of Jesus, he comes in two modes, doesn't he? He's either a baby or he's being crucified. Are there any paintings where he's being crucified as a baby? How do you play an orchestra? Do you blow into it, or is it one of those ones where you rub a stick on the strings? It's not fair, is it, when a male scientist like Bruce Banner gets exposed to gamma radiation? He gets to be like a superhero, doesn't he? He gets his own comic book and movie franchise. Marie Curie just gets killed. You know, he got to be the Hulk. That's not fair, is it?
No, it's not.
It's the fault of the patriarchy. Also, what is a patriarchy? Is it possible to think you're someone else? Like, if I thought really hard that I was Eddie Murphy, could I eventually become him? If I did become him, would he become me, or would he just disappear? Did Descartes ever cover this stuff?
Descartes.
Has a mummy ever ridden a bicycle? The Greeks were into tragedies. In a tragedy, sad things happen, like people dying or killing themselves. But the ancient Greek tragedies happened ages ago. Are the things that happen in them still sad? But it was so long ago. Why should I care? Jesus
Why should I care?
was killed because people didn't like what he was saying. So, could you call him the first celebrity victim of cancel culture? Her neck's very long. Was she part giraffe, or could he just not do necks? What's it for? Yeah, what's the point of it? Can I hold that up and look down the end of it, or will that shoot me in the eye?
It's generally frowned upon.
So would getting shot in the eye actually hurt? Because it's just a sort of water bag, isn't it, your eye? I bet it'd just pop and sting a bit, but you'd basically be able to go about your business. Alexander the Great became a king at 20, conducted a military campaign throughout the Middle East, and had an empire stretching all the way from Greece to India by the time he was 30. What did his hair look like? Did Beethoven have an actual full-sized horse living inside his face? Sorry, I misphrased that. I mean, was Beethoven good at music? In the Cuban Missile Crisis, which was more dangerous, the cubes or the missiles? Ancient people invented currency to make life on Earth easier, but in doing so, they inadvertently invented capitalism, which is going to kill everyone. Sorry, that's not a question, it's just something I read on Twitter. And do we know if China has a roof?
Yeah, Twitter. We believe everything put on Twitter. And the one before about JFK, they skipped over the part where she asked my favorite question. She's like, JFK won the Cuban Missile Crisis. Why did he shoot himself after? Obviously that's false. That didn't happen. But that's my favorite question that she asked.
Is there a great roof of China? If a Christian won, right, and ate a lion, would they then go forward to the next round? And would they have to eat something else like a whole horse or something? Which episode are we in now?
Probably something about the Middle Ages.
Yeah, but is it like episode 3 or episode 4?
You're not keeping track?
I'm afraid I'm not sure.
We're both just lost here, aren't we? This is fucking awful.
I think you're more lost than the historian.
Obviously it is fake, because how could they have landed on the moon if the moon isn't real? If this is a why is
The moon's not real!
computer making me ask you this? A lot of revolutions seem to be about poor people overthrowing the rich. Do you think billionaires like Elon Musk should be worried about getting guillotined? Was Renaissance? Was that a sort of 16th century
Renaissance.
shop? So Russia and America had proxy wars where they'd use other countries to fight with. Is that a bit like picking a character to do your fighting with in Street Fighter 2? Abraham Lincoln was shot in the theatre box, wasn't he? Where is that on the body?
Facebox. Facebox. My face is in the shape of a square. I didn't know that.
How did people see during the day before Edison invented light? It's incredible, isn't it, that we're here now, but that voice came from years ago. If I speak into this trumpet bit, can I ask the person a question about what it's like where they are? Why do people in old films move so fast? Is it because it was the first time on camera, so they were nervous? Or because it was a silent film, so they couldn't hear the director yelling at them to slow down? I heard that at the early Olympics, athletes had to compete in the nude. They'd have seen right up their bumholes and everything. Couldn't they censor it for people watching it in the auditorium? Modesty patches or something? Or ask people to close their eyes each time someone bends over? In
More like close their eyes, because there was no editing back then.
medieval times, there were lots of paintings of Jesus. How did he find the time to pose for the artist? What was his availability like? Social medias, one for people who were right and one for people who were wrong. I mean, I know a lot of people I put on the wrong one, like wankers.
And that's Philomena Kunk. That is our silly, loony documentarian, but she's ours. And I think we'll keep her. I hope she does more specials. Everything she did was in the mid-20 teens, and then I think she did something for 2020 for quarantine. But that was about it. She did, however, come out with a book that I thought was brand new, but it's 5 years old. It's called Kunk on Everything, which, not a sponsor, but just my opinion. I actually listened to the whole thing coming back here from New Jersey for the holidays, and it's a great listen. It's very funny too. If you haven't seen any Philomena Kunk, any of her shows or anything, everything she ever says is in that book, but minus the these silly interviews. All right, so that's it, and I'll see you on the next one.